Good morning, and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim, and this is my podcast all about knitting and spinning and dyeing of yarn, all of which I do in my home outside of Lima, Ohio. Sorry, I have windows open today, so I wasn't sure if that was the cat jumping in the window or if it's just the breeze. Anyways, this is episode 173, and today is July 23rd. You can find me, all over the internet. I am on Ravelry as Napier's Knits and Naturally Kim's Knitting, Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group. I'm on Etsy as Napier's Knits, Instagram as Knittin_Kim, YouTube blogger and WordPress as Naturally Kim's Knitting. Have you ever had a time where you have every purpose of starting or every intention of starting something, and then you get distracted? Okay, well, I was getting ready to start the podcast, and I looked down, and I thought, oh, Instagram. Let's just check it out. I probably spent a half hour getting lost on Instagram. I know that never happens to you guys, does it? I'm just weird. Anyways, sorry, I got distracted, but I wanted to share that with you because it just happened. We have a new friend over on our Ravelry group. Um, sorry, GizmoFox. Welcome. I'm so glad that you decided to take a few minutes and see what this crazy world is up to right now. As well as you, I love all of my friends that I've come to know on this podcast. You guys are all just great. Love you all. I love looking forward to comments and love to see your creations that you put in for drawings. It's just a great thing. I'm surprised my puppy's not barking. The mailman just pulled up. Trying to decide whether he needs to pull in. I can't tell. I'm getting ready to pause just in case because I will have to go to the door if they pull in. This is funny because I don't usually look out the front door. I am so glad to have a house that doesn't have our busy road up that I have to look at. I now have beautiful fields that I can look at and some beautiful flowers. So anyways, he went on, so I don't have to worry. And the doggy didn't bark, so life is good. Now, I have a couple knit-alongs going on. One is for I know I was getting on Instagram. One is for the finished object knit-along for July. Any finished object you have, just go ahead and post it either on Ravelry or on Instagram as NKKFO, I believe. Let me check. It will not get lost in Instagram, I promise. Did you hear me? I promise. That's so funny. Taking a picture of nothing just so I can check out the post. This is so funny. Okay. Nope, that's not what I want. Sorry, it is funny because there are so many. Okay, I know some people have put things in there. Please remind me of what I named it. So sad. Oh, or maybe. Well, I will. What I will do is I will let you know for sure next week. I said it last week, but then I didn't write it down, and I am so foolish for not doing that. Okay, got to get back to my show notes. That was a waste of time, wasn't it? Anyways, then we have a baby knit along going on. So please enter both those. The baby knit along ends in August. I should, instead of playing around on Instagram, I should have completed my show notes. Anyways, so what have I been working on? Well, this is so funny because I think I told you last week that I talked with Genevieve. And Genevieve originally wanted her dress to be short, but I think that was because I finished her brother's sweater and she thought he was going to get something and she wasn't. I think that's what it was. Well, since then I have Skyped with her and she told me, "Oh, Grandma, I want the longest long dress." I said, "Okay, well, I have 2 more skeins of Genevieve Penelope variegated yarn, so I will just keep going." And so here are the shoulders, and it just goes and goes and goes, and I'm not done yet. I still have all the yarn on this one and another ball, but before I finish it, I do need to finish up the sleeves because, I mean, this length is perfect for California, but I do want to put some kind of ruffle or something on it. So, yeah. So there's the dress. It started off as the little Nahid dress by the Expat Knitting, Expat, Ex Knitting, I'm sorry, Knitting Expat. Oh. Anyways, it started off like that, but then I decided I wanted to make kind of a ruffle at the bottom. So now it's got about as many stitches as my needles can hold. So it's going to be the longest long dress that Grandmom can make because my granddaughter asked for it. One of these days, she's going to be such a big girl, she'll say, "Grandmom, knit me a long dress," and I'll say, "Well, you'll get it in 10 years. No, I would work on it diligently and try to get it done. Okay, so what else have I been working on? Not a whole lot, actually. There's a dress and there's 2 pairs of socks. The first pair of socks, oh, I have the soup kitchen socks that are on the Patons Kroy socks, but I don't know where they're at. They got lost in the move and we haven't uncovered them yet. We still have boxes to go through, but it's so weird that I would have lost it because that's what I would work on when I came over here. Sorry, for house showings or before we really started moving stuff. So I don't know. It got lost somewhere. So because of, well, back up a minute. So then I have this pair of socks, which is from the Chroma Twist, and it's in the Ferris wheel colorway. And I can't decide whether to keep these or to keep the other ones. I really can't decide, and I'll show you. Because I like these. You know me, I don't like matchy-matchy, and these are not matchy-matchy. But I don't know that everybody is like me, and, you know, I just finished the heels and gone up the cuff a little, you know, gone up the leg a little bit. Sorry, ball of yarn rolled off my... So I've got to figure out, there we go. I have lights back here, I have light over here, and I have lights back here. So I have to find the right angle for showing things off. But those are the Chrome Twisted in the Ferris wheel colorway. Can't decide. I like them. I don't know if other people will like them. And I don't like to send things that other people aren't going to understand my sense of humor. So I don't know. My other option, since I want to have something to give to the soup kitchen, you know, I told you I was gifted this yarn. It's online supersocke in the sombia colorway. I was gifted these because, well, number one, look at the colors. Look at the colors. Sorry, there we go. So I was gifted this yarn, and I do like this yarn. It does have purple in it. So of course I'm going to like this yarn. But I don't know if other people are going to understand the other socks. So I don't know. I'm working away on them as if they, I don't know, as if they're both going to me or both going to the soup kitchen. I don't know. Right now they're just the plain vanilla stitch with my little ribbed heel on it because I do like that heel. Speaking of which, my finished object this week was my butterfly garden. I say that, and I was going to send this down to be put with the other soup kitchen socks, and I noticed I hadn't done the end yet. But this was the socks that I made myself out of the butterfly garden by Gail's Art. And I know these aren't matchy-matchy either, which is why they were going to be mine. But I feel too selfish when I haven't got my soup kitchen socks done yet. So instead, these are going to go to the soup kitchen. They match enough. They have similar colors in them. They have golds and purples and pink and the aqua. And so they have enough. I hope somebody else realizes that. Today I've got it weaving the ends. That's all my projects I'm working on right now. I'm going to be starting a dishcloth today. But other than that, I don't know. Mainly because I spend so many hours unpacking things each day, so I don't get as much time for sitting down and knitting. So I've become not monogamous knitter, but I don't knit on my 5 to 7 projects like I had been. Who knows? I might get back to that one day, especially if I find my other pairs of socks that I'm working on. I just don't know. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the prizes for the knit along. So we're going to backtrack for a minute, because if you are one of the numbers drawn in the knitting or in the baby knit along, you have the chance to win adorable baby knits or knitted toys or a Ravelry pattern for babies or a gift card for Knit Picks, Joann's, Michael's, or a craft store that's close to you that does online gift cards. That will be totally up to you. You can choose the first one. Well, okay, I choose how many numbers I can. I usually have one number for every 10 entries. Excuse me. So then the first person gets to choose the first thing. Then I say the first person to respond gets to choose the first thing, and so on down the line. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm so ditzy right now, but I am. And then on the finished object one, you can pick any Ravelry pattern, because that's what I do generally. You know what? I'll extend that. You could pick any pattern online that takes PayPal and will gift patterns, because they have to be giftable, for up to $10, or a Ravelry pattern. There's just a lot of ifs about when you buy a pattern online, because they may not be giftable, and it would be silly of me to get it to and then have to I don't know. So if you could find someplace online that does giftable patterns, you could choose one of those. Sorry, I just decided right then to add that, and then I started thinking of the problems. But if you can find one, well, we can do it that way. I'll tell you. No, I am not planning on being like this all day. I have boxes to unpack yet. Maybe that's my problem. My mind's in my boxes. Anyways, Knit Picks still has their chroma at 20% off right now. I got an email saying their yarn sale is going through midnight, but I'm not sure if that was midnight last night or midnight tonight. But if you decide to purchase from Knit Picks and you go through my link in the show notes, I can get a few pennies, and it doesn't cost you any more. And the pennies I would get would go towards the podcast for sure. Okay, let's see. The only thing that I've done this week for my resolutions is I finished a pair of socks for the soup kitchen, which were the butterfly garden. They are gorgeous. One of these days I'm going to get myself more Gail's Art sock blanks. I like them so much. Let's see. Any yarn that you see in Etsy is $20. I have plus shipping, but shipping would be free. I don't know why I put plus shipping on my show notes. No, I raised it $2 because shipping will be free. The $2 does not cover the total price of shipping, so it's really still a good deal for you. Oh, I tell you. What I've done to my hair. This is hair cutting day too. Yes, I'm happy. I don't mind my hair this length, but I know in another week it will drive me crazy. And my wonderful, beautiful beautician, Angie, she was a former student of mine. She's just getting back from maternity leave, where she has another son who is as gorgeous as her first son. And she scheduled me for this evening, which I don't usually do evening ones, but hey, I wanted to get in. And if I waited until Saturdays, it was going to be forever because weddings and all this stuff. So I said, okay, I'll take an evening one this time. Anyways, I really don't have anything else to chat about. I'm trying to think. Oh, we made a purchase this week. When we got this house, when we got married 40 years ago, Randy and I used some of our money, our wedding money, to get an antique china cabinet. Let's see if I can do this. And an antique washstand. Okay? Well, the table that we came into this house with was a really dark one that Joe and Geneva had. It didn't go with our furniture. So this past weekend, we were able to find this table, and it has 6 chairs and a leaf that will extend it. And it pretty much matches. I laughed because I was looking at it today and I went, it even matches the door. So, yes, I'm very happy about that. We had sold some of our furniture, and I was going to use it for trip money for buying things. But instead, I told my husband, okay, I have enough that we can get a table on the Allen County garage sales. On Facebook, there's so many different towns that have garage sales. Well, Allen County, it has Allen County garage sales. And if you have something to sell, you put it on there. So I did a search, not thinking I would find one, and there it was. Not quite what I was looking for, but it's still, I was really looking for a pedestal table. When I was growing up, my mom and dad had this beautiful pedestal table, and I just loved it. It had 2 leaves in it, so it could extend to a wide or to a long table, and I really liked it. And this one doesn't really have pedestals, but it has 2 fat, well, almost pedestal-like legs on the bottom. Sorry, hope I'm not making you seasick here. So yes, I'm very happy with that. So, anyways, I think that's been it for this week. It's been a busy week, once again, you know, moving in is busy, but I've been able to take some downtime, especially yesterday and today. Beautiful days. It was so hot on Sunday, then we got a downpour, and it cooled right off, and it's just so nice. So anyways, I'm glad that you guys took the time to visit with me today. I wish I could hear what you were saying back. I really do. I do miss, you know, two-way conversations, but that's okay. I've made some good friends, and your comments mean the world to me. I hope all of you guys have a wonderful week with crafting. I hope you don't make any mistakes, but if you do, I hope they're little ones and they're easy to correct. Big hugs to each and every one of you. I love you all. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.